Hey boys and girls, welcome to another super exciting, outrageous toy review. Today we're taking a look at two Masters of the Universe reaction figures from Super 7. We've got Merman and Beastman. Both figures are done up to look like old Kenner-style action figures, and they each feature beautiful artwork of the characters on the package. The card backs show off the rest of the figures in the wave, including Skeletor, Beastman, Merman, and He-Man. Here we have the two figures out of the package, and they're both fun reimaginings of these characters. They have a very different feel and style to them, with them not having the over-muscular, super bulky, squat poses of those classic Masters of the Universe figures. As with his vintage figure, Beastman is mostly orange with some red details. He's got his chest harness on. There are no paint apps on that chest piece, which is kind of a shame. It would be nice. Even the vintage one had a little bit of a detail picked out on this medallion. He's got his arm guards. These are permanently affixed, which is nice. They don't slip off, things like that. I did notice that they chose not to paint his wrist gauntlet pieces here, although they did paint them on He-Man. He's got his belt and his free underwear down below, then his legs and his bare feet. For a weapon, he comes with his whip. He can hold it either one of his hands. This hand can kind of hold it with the main part of the whip inside and the finger guard on the outside. This hand over here, he has to hold it by the finger guard. I kind of feel like that string should have been just a hair longer. It's just a little bit too stiff for its length. Maybe it's alright. He features 5 points of articulation, but his collar really hinders the movement of his head. His arms can go all the way around. And of course you can fold them at the legs there to get the 90-degree seating. I do like the way they sculpted his harness. It's a little bit different. The collar is a little higher in the back than the vintage one, but I do think it looks pretty cool. Beastman, you flea-ridden furbag! Next up we have Merman. Merman looks terrified. Not that it's very different from his real face sculpt from the vintage figure, but he just looks really scared. It's He-Man! Dun, 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 dun. He has his chest harness sculpted on permanently with the little bow tie piece here. I'm actually kind of impressed that they sculpted his belt to show underneath it just a hair. It's a nice touch. They could have saved themselves one color of paint there if they had sculpted it just a little bit differently. So I'm kind of surprised, but that's nice that they included that little touch there. He has the more monstrous arms. But they are not the same as Skeletor's. He does have monstrous feet, but again, they don't seem to be exactly Skeletor's feet. Yeah, Skeletor's has more of a pronounced spike on the back than Merman's. So it's interesting that they aren't necessarily reusing parts where they could. He's got his typical corncob style sword. Looks less like a corncob than the vintage one, maybe. It's awfully bulky looking, very wide, broad sword there. But it works fine for him. He, just like Beastman, has articulation at the arms, at the legs, and again at the head. I really do like the reaction style figures that Super 7 has been making. The entire line of reaction figures, not just the Masters of the Universe ones. I love the Aliens figures, the Terminator figures, the Goonies. I mean, they've been making them for a very long time. I think they're a lot of fun. This was my first chance to take a look at that first wave of the Masters of the Universe figures. I've actually reviewed a few of the other ones previously from later waves, but I just never opened up this first wave. And, oh, we did it! Ah! Oh no! I accidentally killed Beastman! Merman! Merman, you fool! It's hard to get good help these days! So these reaction figures are a lot of fun. There are a ton of new ones out there. I'm really excited about those Evil Horde figures that they're doing based off of the She-Ra cartoon. I really need to get an order in for those. Thanks for watching this super exciting, outrageous tour review. Make sure to like, subscribe, and check out our other videos.